Following the Apostles' Vision explores the New Testament letters to discover key principles used by the Apostles in multiplying disciples and planting churches to cultivate God's kingdom movement. Even for Paul, the message was simple. Jesus died, but is alive. He has ascended, but is present by His Spirit, and He is coming again. And the vision was clear that there be no place left where this good news had not been shared. Our cities are going up, our suburbs are expanding, our mission challenge is huge. But the simple, reproducible methods that Jesus lived and taught relate to all cultures and all circumstances. His vision and methods shaped the mission of the early church and are practical and effective today. Peter Roenfeld, author of Following the Apostles' Vision, was invited to teach church planting at the Salvation Army Training College in Melbourne. From that class, Peter and Diane Hobbs were sent to plant a church on Victoria's Bellarine Peninsula. They decided not to gather their teams from believers, but to find and equip new leaders from the harvest. They connected deeply with their community, prayed daily for harvesters from the harvest field, and saw God prepare people to multiply disciples.
The Bellarine Peninsula is quite a unique place because most people have no clue what it is. It's quite a historical area. This is one of the first landing sites from Tasmania when they came up through here. Both Di and I, since we've been here, we've discovered quite a few things about our ancestral heritage to the region. The history of this region, how it was formed, was not always as it's told in history.
So it's been fascinating for us to kind of delve into our past and see how, unbeknownst to us, our past is directly, has been influenced in this place that we've now been sent to. Yeah, so we've been here 11 years just, and we came here, we were sent here by the Salvation Army to plant a church. One of the key things that we wanted to do was just not to go and get people who are already followers of Jesus. It was just embedded in our hearts so much that we just wanted to go into community, find people of peace and stay with them. And then see them come into faith and a relationship with Jesus. Although we gather together on a Sunday, it's not about getting people to that gathering. What we want to do is that every single gathering that we have through the week, that's church, wherever that is, whatever that looks like.
When we let go of our plans, God actually shines, and God proves that He's God.
Our only strategic plan is growing faith wherever life happens. Meeting people where they're at, pointing them to Jesus. So Carmela, I met about 10 years ago. Our paths crossed, and from that moment on, we became very good friends.
Well, my name's Carmela, and I'm the Healing Art Facilitator for the Salvation Army. My spiritual journey started with me as a child, actually. I was going through a really difficult time, and I didn't know who to reach out to. So I actually just reached out to God from the little that I knew from going to a Catholic church. I just felt the Spirit of God in that present when I was going through that really awful, horrific time, and I was just able to be still. And then there was this one moment that I was watching Tally, and I saw the Salvation Army on Tally of reaching out and feeding the homeless, and I, don't ask me why, but I said, I'd like to do that. And it was just put in the back of my mind, and then life intervened, and I grew up, got married, came to live along the coast 23 years ago, and I went through a difficult time with one of my children, and I couldn't accept my daughter for who she wanted to be and coming out. And I rang the pastor that married us and I said, I need to talk to someone because my mind feels like it's going to explode. I really need to talk to someone that's actually walking in my shoes that can actually relate to what I'm going through. And he just turned around and I said, I've got the right person. She got hold of me and she said, when can I come and visit you? And so the experience that she had gone through and what I've gone through connected, and I knew it was God's divine appointment time. And then I became part of the Salvation family for the last 10 years. Journeying alongside with them, I shared about this vision that I had as a child during that difficult time about me wanting to be an artist. And then they just journeyed with me and I just shared about my passion and how I want to do this and I don't know why I want to do this, but this is what I want to do. And they just were there. They just encouraged and said, do it. If you really feel this is from God, do it. And through that, we started off with the youth. I journeyed with my daughter. She came along and we done art together. And then from the youth, I moved into going into the nursing homes and taking it there, and at the same time be able to share, you know, the reality of Jesus and the love that God has for every mankind. The artwork I do is God-inspired, and I always ask God to bless the work that I do. And I always had this vision of, you know, the tree of life. The tree of life means everything where it goes, the roots go in all directions, and it's spreading the love of God. And then how that related to the cross. Healing art is for those people that can't find the words, or for them to express for them what's in there and bring it out on the canvas. Peter and Di are like a brother and a sister to me. They journeyed with me through all my difficult time, and they really love God and they really put out there about the reality of Jesus.
We have an army of really tough, not as in hard-hearted, but tough people who are being raised up to be missionaries within the community. Tani's a young adult that we met through the Red Shield Appeal.
Hi, my name is Tani Parsons and I'm part of the Bellarine Peninsula Salvation Army. I joined here about 3 years ago, and ever since I have found this new coming purpose and meaning to my life. So I've always grown up in the Geelong region. I was always kind of lost throughout school. Health was just a passion of mine, so maybe I could go and teach that in the community. But then I got to uni and that was a lot of chemistry and biology that I did not understand, or I lost my passion for it really easily. No, I'm going to make this leap of faith and go and study community services. In the midst of that was when I joined the Bellarine Salvos. Basically, I'm here whenever I can. That just means going on the outreach van every Friday night, coming along and journeying alongside youth group children. I'm honestly just going where the Spirit's leading me. I'm still new to faith, and I think we're all kind of on the same path and journey together.
Quite a lot of people in this community are skeptical of religion. And so for us to come into this group as another organisation bringing religion, you know, we were like, we're not doing that. We're just coming to just share the love of Jesus and to immerse people in a different reality.
Because it's not actually about us, it's not about our mission. It's about how do we follow him in his mission.
Tim is a seeker of peace we met in community who has helped us participate in the mission of God.
Hello, my name is Tim Page Walker. Our business is a beverage manufacturer. I'm happily married and we have one teenager, 17-year-old Ted. My past experience with Christianity is I grew up in a very religious household, going to church every Sunday. Alex and I got married in a very traditional Anglican service. We very much felt that the traditional church wasn't for us anymore. We weren't getting out of it what we wanted. We looked at lots of different organisations and the Salvos just seemed to fit every single time. And so it's then just been a journey where we've contributed whatever that we can. What opportunities came up? Where could we help when we could? Salvos Water, it started out of the lack of funds that we were able to raise during COVID-19 for the local Bellarine community. Red Shield Appeal was very, very small compared to previous years. And so we came up with the idea of using some of our skills and our resources to be able to offer and generate more money at the Salvos. It's all about your willingness to contribute, your willingness to share knowledge, your willingness to share experience and to motivate others.
And the start of Luke 10, Jesus says to the disciples, ask God to raise up workers. And we took that idea and we're like, okay, so every day we were praying that God would raise up these people. And little did we know though, that the people that God was preparing, these seekers for us to meet, He was preparing them and they were strategically chosen by Him to have a deep connection to the region. And He's actually using those people to transform the community. I think raising up local leaders is more effective because the people that are local have usually been here for a very long time. So as their lives start to change, people start to notice.
If you have a person that's raised up from the harvest, you're not importing them and lifting them out of another context. This person is actually from the context, understands it.
My favourite parable is, the kingdom of God is like the seed that's planted in the ground and the farmer sleeps and it all grows.
Yeah.
Like God makes everything grow. God makes it all grow and we don't have to worry about a thing. And that's what the world desperately needs, is a reality that's just so wonderful.
All the things I've gone through in life is for a purpose. We're no longer victims, but we're creators of our own life and draw to the Creator.
Old Testament priest and prophet Ezekiel saw God's presence leave Jerusalem's temple and appear as a fiery cloud among the disinherited captives on Babylon's riverbanks. Jesus left Herod's temple, taking healing and forgiveness to the streets and marketplaces. His followers today take His kingdom to broken people.